The content you're about to hear is a part of a paid programming segment. The views, opinions, and statements expressed belong solely to the sponsor and do not reflect those of Podcastic or its host. This segment is for informational and promotional purposes only and should not be considered as advice or endorsement. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, it's Wednesday at 2 p.m. Time for the Judge Podcast. It's the Judge, the legend. Let's have blast. We talking sports, politics, current events. We gonna be live, so let it make sense. It's the Judge Podcast. Let's go. The Judge Podcast. Let's go. Wednesday at 2 p.m. Let's go. Hosted by the Judge and the legend. Let's go!
All right. We here live today. Got my brother, Carlos, the legend. And we got a great guy. One of the guys that I idolized growing up and watched play. And tried to do what he could do. I couldn't do exactly what he could do, but I tried. Give it up to Greg Kelser, GK, Special K.
So good to be here with you two gentlemen.
Yeah,
and you
man.
can stop all that stuff about what you couldn't do.
I couldn't do those you
that.
do.
I couldn't get 40 a night. I couldn't do that.
Hey, and he was also shooting about 40 times a night.
Right.
So I don't know what he talking about.
We was just talking about how many shots the both you guys got. I said I was going to tell y'all I shot the ball 40 times.
Hell no, I seen him shoot it 50. Nah, I seen him shoot it 50 times before, man. I just said, what's wrong with you, man? What is wrong? Found out it was personal. He had a beef with the twins. Where was that? Them guys from?
Eastern Michigan.
Yeah.
My boys Charles.
Charles and
yeah,
his brother. Give it up to Charles, the Eastern Michigan twin, played for the Pistons. My brother. Okay. Yeah, but Greg, tell us about your high school career. Growing up, being in the city, you went to Henry Ford. Tell us about that. Give us some insight.
Well, I went to Henry Ford because it was a school that was closest to where I lived. My family and I, we just moved to Michigan. I was 14 years old, and I went to Taft.
Where were you guys from? Not to cut you off, but...
Oh, I was born in Panama City, Florida, but my dad was in the military for 20 years, so I grew up in the Air Force. So
wow.
Wow,
I
there
started
we go.
playing basketball on Okinawa.
Wow, give it up to
So we moved here. I lived in, I was born in Florida, lived in San Antonio, Texas twice. My dad was stationed there, and then we were stationed in Okinawa. I was 10 years old when I started playing basketball there.
Wow.
And then 2 years in Boston, and another year and a half in California. So I moved to Michigan. My dad and mom decided that when he retired from the Air Force that we would settle in Detroit because my dad was from Detroit. He graduated from Northern High School in 1953. So I moved to Detroit. I was 14 years old, about to be 15. I went to Taft Middle School in the 9th grade because high school wasn't 9th grade when I got here. It was 10, 11, 12.
Right.
So I enrolled at Henry Ford High School for my 10th grade year. And I'd been in Michigan probably about a year at that time.
Wow. Give it up to Northern and Henry Ford. Yeah, Northern is Frederick Douglass right next to the council.
Yes.
Wow.
But I had a great time at Henry Ford. It was perfect timing because, my dad was deciding whether he was going to do another 10 years in the military. He just finished 20.
Right,
and,
right.
But he decided that at age 38, it would be easier for him to transition into civilian life and get a job.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He became a manager at Michigan Bell, which is now AT&T.
Right.
My brother Raymond works for AT&T.
And retired from there.
And
right?
I actually did a summer when I was in college at Michigan Bell.
Wow, wow.
My mother took a job with Sinai Grace Hospital, and believe it or not, she's still working.
Wow.
As Simon.
54 years now.
Give it up to her. God bless.
Yeah, it's now
Miss Kelsey, I love you.
Yeah, it's now the DMC. She's a big fan of yours too.
Yes.
It's now the DMC, but she's been there for 54 years, and I'm just thankful that she has the energy and the desire to want to do that. And,
What a blessing.
It is.
That's
it truly
incredible.
Is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Henry Ford, I say the timing was great because we had, up to that point, we were 2 years one place, 2 years the next, two.
Yeah, you were traveling.
And you never get a chance to have that stability that you need when you're in high school trying to be a high school athlete, a college athlete, and maybe even a pro athlete. You got to settle down at some point. So for me, being able to go to Henry Ford 3 straight years was perfect timing and a good spot for me.
Wow. And Henry Ford still, well, give it up to Henry Ford High School. Yeah, we just left there today, and Lo spoke to the kids.
Okay, Los.
Yeah.
You know what? I've heard you speak. I see your stuff online. You got a lot to say and good stuff. Good
Right.
stuff. So, and I've heard you speak to the children. I think we did something with Tim McCormick over at Wayne State a couple of times.
Yeah.
And your message is always on point.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It was on
Appreciate
point.
it.
And we recruit kids for the Considine. We have a summer program going on with United Way there. Mm-hmm. So we trying to bring kids. So we were going to high schools. He's been doing a fabulous job speaking to them.
That's really what it's all about. You
Yeah.
can never stop giving back.
That's it.
We wouldn't have been able to achieve what we did on our own. We had help. So it's important
Absolutely.
to keep that thing going.
Absolutely. Now, your high school career, who was your toughest opponents your junior and senior year?
Well, we had an issue with McKenzie High School.
McKenzie?
Yeah, it was McKenzie and Mumford, but we solved the Mumford part. Well, we could not get over the top on McKenzie. And I'll tell you a funny story. McKenzie had this guy named Gerald Sims.
I heard
And
of
Gerald Sims and I used to go at it.
Wow.
Talking trash and all of this. And I couldn't stop him and he couldn't stop me.
Right.
But they would win the game. So he had the edge. But found out many years later that Gerald was 2.5 years older. Gerald was 19 when I was turning 17. We didn't know that. So I'm like, well, he was supposed to dominate.
Yeah.
Right. He's older. He's 2 years older.
Greg, you say you was traveling with the military with your dad. Mm-hmm. So you said 2 years here, 2 years there, 2 years there. So where did you grab basketball at, and when did you start loving it?
When I was in the 4th grade, picked up a basketball because I love football. I had an uncle who played football, and I wanted to be a football player. But my dad played basketball in the military. He was a player coach on the military.
I was going to ask you
Yeah,
that.
he did. So he would take me to practice, and I'd get a chance to see it up close.
Yeah.
And I then began to develop an appreciation and even a love of the game. But as a 9-year-old as a 9-year-old in the 4th grade, trying to learn how to play basketball, I wasn't very good. And we used to play, a game where you didn't have to dribble because nobody knew how to dribble. So
Right.
running at the basketball and trying to make a hoop and all that. But you continue that, and eventually you start putting it down on the floor, and you put it down a little bit more, and next thing you know, you can dribble a little bit. So that's how the process went. My next year as a 5th grader, I played my first year of organized basketball on the island of Okinawa. We were stationed there at Kadena Air Force Base.
Wow.
And
beautiful.
But my dad spent a lot of time working with me and helping me develop confidence and that sort of thing. So I really had a really knockout first year in organized basketball. My team, the Bobcats, we went 10-0.
10-0.
I averaged 15 points a game, which led the team.
Wow.
And I was the MVP of the elementary division. So that's when it happened. I started to see myself, and I started watching a lot of basketball too. My team was the Boston Celtics. Bill Russell was my favorite player.
Right.
And
give it up to the legendary Bill Russell.
So that's sort of where it started. And, I'm just thankful as I look back on it. You make up your mind when you're a youngster that you want to play this game, you want to be good at it and hopefully play professionally and not even thinking about the odds that are against you.
100%.
You know,
You never even think
you
about
don't think about that.
Never
you
think
you
about
just go
it.
and play. You go and play, and
Do your best and keep working hard
Yeah.
and hoping and praying.
one of the things that helped me when I was going through my steps is that I did have the opportunity to play against some older kids who used to give it to me,
Yes.
and that was the best thing that could have happened. You know,
Yeah.
they used to give it to me, but eventually I got better and better, and then I was able to start giving it something back.
Yeah.
Right.
Sort of how it goes, right?
Yeah, I never had issues with kids, but I was a Dexter Davidson kid, so I had to play against the men when they let you, and they don't mess around up there, man. That's where I learned the dirty part of basketball and how to survive on that court. You know, so that lead me to a question, Red. Do you think back in your era of basketball, do you think it was more survival, skill, or just wanting to play basketball?
Probably a little bit of both. You definitely wanted to play, but it was always a sense of having to prove yourself.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, playing against grown-ups who weren't not going to give you any ground.
Yeah.
You know, they were going to try and bust you
Yeah.
up every time.
Every chance they
talk
got.
to you while they do it.
Yeah.
So in that, there's some survival.
Tell you about it.
You know,
Yeah.
you go to the park and there's 2 hoops and 40 people trying to
Wait
play.
the-
100%.
And if you want to
Wait.
get out there and
You can't lose.
you cannot lose.
Yeah.
Cannot lose, man.
So, you know, all of that is part of that whole, you know, building stages of getting to, you know, to each level.
Yeah.
Each level. You know, you're going to take some hits. but
And that
eventually-
builds character.
It does.
I mean, I remember like Los say, you know, being 12 and 13 at the court with men, and you know, I got there first. I'm like, if I get here first, I'm gonna play first, you know, because that's how they usually do. Dudes take my game, you know. They 18. I can't beat them up. My brother, he in high school playing sports, so you know, I got to take the lick and keep on ticking.
Absolutely.
I had to take and wait my turn, but once I had my opportunity, I'm like, I'm gonna give it to these guys.
You got to show them.
And you know,
Yeah.
you don't forget the guys that did you too.
That's
I was
right,
at Peterson Park one time, and there was this guy named Wardell Dyson. I'll never forget his name.
Okay.
He was probably 5, 6 years old. He was a grown man.
Right.
And he was busting my butt
Right.
on that basketball court. He wasn't talking a whole lot of trash.
Okay.
He need to.
Right.
What he was doing was all the talking that was necessary. I never forgot that. He ate me
Wow.
up, but I learned from it. I learned from it. I was small. He wasn't small. He was a grown man.
Bro, man, he
Took
was
care of his business
beastie.
on me.
Hey, so tell me about your senior year of high school. How was your senior year? You said you guys got with Mumford.
Got with Mumford, yeah.
So Mackenzie was tough.
Mackenzie was very good. They went to Cobo. They won our division.
That
We finished-
year?
Yeah, we finished second to them. They beat us twice.
Oh, yeah.
There was only 2 games we lost in our division. They had a guy named Setback, Michael Gray. Michael,
Setback.
yeah. And, you never heard of Setback? He was
Yeah.
good friends with our buddy
I heard
Earl
of
Puritan.
Setback.
They called him Setback.
Yeah, I heard of
Yeah, I
Setback.
understand
They call
setback.
him Setback.
Yeah,
His afro set way back on his head.
Oh, my God.
But boy, he could shoot. He had this
He
one
could
hand
stroke
shot.
it, huh?
Oh, he could shoot it.
My boy Setback, okay.
But my senior year was a sound year for me because I began to be recruited.
Okay.
My first big school to recruit me was the University of Minnesota. I took a visit there and loved the place, loved Minneapolis. It was freezing, but I still loved the whole environment.
Oh, environment.
Michael Thompson, who played a lot of years in the league,
Yeah.
was my host. He was the star player for them.
Wow.
He's the father of Klay Thompson.
Yes, yes.
We would have had some good teams because I'd have
Kevin McHale.
I'd have played with Kevin McHale. I'd have played
Wow.
with Flip Saunders. I mean,
Wow.
some Ray Williams, Gus Williams'
Gus
brother.
Williams, give it up to those guys.
May have won a championship there. Who knows?
With those guys.
Michigan State found me because we were playing Northwestern High School in their Christmas tournament.
Give it up for Northwestern High School.
We were playing Northwestern High School, and they had a guy named Alan Hardy, who everybody was recruiting.
Yes.
Alan Hardy.
Alan was one of the best players
Hey.
in the state.
You never talk about Sweet Al.
I don't talk about. I wasn't around. I wasn't a basketball player, Judge. I just played basketball.
I'm just saying they came
so I
out
wasn't.
of
I'm not like a historian of how great everybody was. All I do is I hear it along my path. So that's how I heard about you. That's how I heard about you. I didn't see y'all play. I heard about you. Yeah. Man, can you turn your phone off, man? We're in the
Just keep talking. Don't worry about it.
So I didn't. So all the great players. You
ain't gotta worry about that.
I never seen them. I heard about them.
Yeah.
So I'm not a historian of the game, so when I hear y'all talk about it and how you remember and reflect on it, it's amazing stories to me.
PSL was loaded.
Yeah,
loaded. I mean,
and Alan Hardy was
coming
good,
out every year.
Yeah,
well, Alan was one of the best players in the country, not just Michigan.
Wow.
So we're playing them in their Christmas tournament, and all the scouts are there, all of them, and we ended up losing them by 3 points, but I remember my numbers were something like 29 and 25 rebounds.
Wow,
against Allen.
Give it up to DK.
That's when Michigan State began recruiting me that day. They were there to see Allen, and they continued recruiting Allen.
Right.
And they started recruiting me. Allen and I became pretty good friends, and we started, communicating on the visits that we were taking and, making notes and everything, and we finally decided, let's go to the same school. Mm-hmm. We made that connection and we made that commitment to each other. We both committed verbally to Michigan State.
Wow.
And when signing day came, I signed. Allen changed his mind.
Wow.
But he didn't tell me.
Wow.
I was very upset with him.
Wow.
He ended up going to Michigan.
Right.
Wow.
He ended up going to Michigan. He played in the league, played like 3 years in the NBA. We became friends eventually again down the road. Bro. Man, those 4 years that we were in college,
battling against each other. I didn't have anything
for him because I felt like he was supposed to be at Michigan State with me. That was our agreement.
Yeah.
My senior year at Henry Ford was tremendous because a few things. Number one, I became an all-state player.
Give it up to him for making all-state.
I graduated from Henry Ford High School that year and received a scholarship to Michigan State. Mm-hmm. And I met my future wife. She was a Henry Ford student as well.
That was an incredible year.
We've been together 50 years.
Wow. What a blessing, man.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm. What a blessing, man. And after high school, you went to state and your career was amazing. You went on.
Wait a minute, let's stop. You're going too fast.
Go ahead.
Why Michigan State?
Well, Michigan State's coach at that time was Gus Ganakis. He was in his 7th year of coaching the Spartans. And his assistant coach was a gentleman named Vernon Payne. Vernon Payne was his trusted assistant. And Vernon is the one who sort of discovered me. And Gus Ganakis really never saw me play, but he went on the words of Vernon Payne. But my family and I, we got to know these two gentlemen very, very well. And Gus Ganakis was a military man who, my dad did a tour of duty on Okinawa. Well, Gus Ganakis fought in the Battle of Okinawa in World War I. World War II, I'm sorry.
Wow.
So they had a connection. My family,
that was a connection.
They grew very close to my family. So I went to Michigan State because I wanted to play for those two gentlemen.
Yeah.
It wasn't Michigan State. It was those two gentlemen who happened to be at Michigan State. That's how I ended up in East Lansing.
Okay.
Wow.
And Magic came after you.
He's 2 years younger.
I thought so.
You know where I first met Irvin Magic Johnson?
Where?
On the front steps of St. Cecilia. I was a senior in high school.
Wow.
He was a junior. I mean, he was a sophomore in high school.
Give it up to St. Cecilia.
St. Cecilia.
Really?
The legendary St. Cecilia. Okay.
On the now Earl Curitan Court.
Earl Curitan Court.
We had no idea that we would end up playing basketball together. We had, he was a 10th grader. I was a 12th grader.
12th grader, right.
But he was part of the pitch when Michigan State was recruiting me. They were like, our goal is to get you. Next year, Stuart House. Remember, Stuart played at Denby High School. Big Stuart. And the next year, we'll get Irvin Johnson. And by the time you graduate, we should be ready to win a national championship.
I know that's right. That's a plan. That's a plan right there.
I bought it.
That's a plan, man. We didn't
get Stu. Stu ended up going to Washington State, but we got Jay Benson.
Jay Vincent.
Who was
Give it up to my
better.
boy Jay.
Big Daddy Jay.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Jay and Sam, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, you guys had them, man. Tell me about Rob Gonzalez.
Well, Rob came to Michigan State from Catholic Central. He was a freshman my senior year. Rob was
Okay.
one of the heralded players in the state of Michigan. 6'7", small forward.
Okay.
Very talented, good player. The problem for Rob was that Rob, he had so much success in high school. He felt that he should come right in
And be the guy.
star, be the guy at Michigan State, and that was not going to happen.
Right.
Not with Irvin Johnson there,
Right.
not with me, with Jay Vincent,
And Ron Charles.
and Ron Bobo Charles. No question about it.
Give it up to Ron Charles.
Ron Charles. So it was a tough adjustment, I thought, for Rob, but eventually he settled in and was able to carve a niche. He became like the 6th, 7th man.
Right.
He got some playing time.
Okay.
But he was a good player. He was a good player. He's still very, very much involved in basketball with the
Yeah.
Mexican Federation.
Yes, he's in the Mexican Federation.
Okay, Judge moved real fast. Let's go back
Okay.
to you and Magic Johnson when you first met him. Did y'all play together or against each other?
No. I was leaving because my team had already played. This was back in the days when you could go to Game started at St. Cecilia at 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
all
went
day.
all night. Maybe the last
All
game was
night.
9 o'clock at
Yeah.
the game every hour. So we had already played our game. And, he was from Lansing, played at Lansing every high school. They were coming in to
Yeah.
play theirs.
Right.
So, we met, hi, how you doing? I knew his name, he knew me, but we didn't know each other. That's how we first met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When was the first time you got on the court with him?
He used to come over to Michigan State during the off season and play pickup games with us. He was in high school, we were college students, and he could come in and dominate. He's the best basketball player, one of the best I've ever seen. And you could see it when he was 16, 17 years old, the way he could control a game, the way he could manage a game, how he handled the ball, because he was 6'8" then, 6'7", 6'8", eventually was 6'9" at Michigan State, but could handle the ball. It was unheard of that guys that tall.
They allow him to even do it.
Because
Yeah.
Coach, you were 7 feet with ball handling skills, but how many coaches let you?
None of them did.
Right.
None of them.
They didn't
Not
do that.
one.
That's why me and Judge talk about like being a part of today's game. Like, man, if I could have been a part of this
You've been
game
perfect.
right here, oh my
Oh, you've
God.
been perfect for the way you play now. Perfect.
Because they let you play the wing at your height and
They
handle the ball.
don't stymie your ability. I mean, if you're
Your
17 and
ability.
you can handle the basketball.
That's right.
They let me play in
Basketball.
practice, but in the games, they never let me play. I'm
Get
serious.
over there. Get down there.
It's it's crazy, man. I had to post up against guys that's 280, 290 pounds. I'm 212
You're supposed
pounds.
to be out taking them.
Shoot
the
that
dribble.
jumper if they don't come out there, and if they come out there, you go right past them. Ain't nobody to help them.
You'd be perfect today. But Irvin was fortunate that he had a high school coach that let him be him.
Be him.
He had a college coach that let him be himself.
him.
And then, of course, when he got to the pros, he was going to be a ball handling
Point guard.
6'9" point guard.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was.
He was really good, Carlos. He was really, really good. And all
I'm
he
telling you,
ever
I
wanted
played
to-
against everybody. Best player I played against.
Yeah.
Ever.
All he ever wanted to do was win, too. I mean, he don't care if he scored points.
Yeah, he'd go all game and don't shoot, and it'd be tied up. He'd make that last
He'll
shot.
make that
He's
last
like,
shot.
man, I ain't make
And
that.
one thing he is going to do, he may not score a bunch of points. He could score.
Right.
He's going to pile up some assists. He's going to impact the game with his passing. He's going to impact the game with his influence.
Yes, he will.
And he's going to ultimately win. The guy, check this out. How many guys can say this? In 4 years, he won a Class A state championship, an NCAA championship,
And an
an NBA championship in 4 years.
Ain't that crazy?
That's crazy.
He's the only guy ever.
Who does that?
He's the only guy ever. Give it up to Irvin Magic Johnson, my brother.
Greg, how did
He's
it
the only
feel
guy.
like when he first got there? Did you feel like that you had to let some of your yarn loose for him, or it was just understood that he was going to lead?
Well, I did have to, no question about it. As a sophomore at Michigan State, I averaged 22 points and 11 rebounds a game as a 19-year-old sophomore. Well,
Wow.
when we got
Great stats.
Irvin, it was very clear that it was going to be difficult to keep those numbers. But what was going to improve was the win-loss
Right.
percentage.
Right.
I think I went from 22 to 17 and a half, from
Wow.
11 rebounds down to 9. And the reason why is because I didn't have to get every rebound. He was getting some, and Jay Benson was getting some.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't have to average 21, 22,
Yeah,
23
you
points
got
a game.
better
Because
team.
he was averaging 17 as well, and Jay was getting 13 and 14. So
Right.
it was spread.
It was
and it
spread
didn't
it out.
matter because, when I was averaging, 20 and 10, that's what I was known for. But when he came on board, I became known as a winner. Because
As a winner.
that's what he brought. So I loved it. I had no problem. And I was still a leader. I was still a leader. He was one as well. He ran the team. But, and people I tell people this all the time. People used to say, well, he made you better. No, he didn't make me better. My numbers were better before he got there. And I used to have a problem with that when people say, well, he made you better.
Right.
But then when I saw what he did for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who had been in the league 10 years in the NBA when he joined him with the Lakers,
Right.
had won 3 or 4 MVPs at that point,
Right.
and already won a championship. Well, when Irvin got to the Lakers, he made the game easier for Kareem.
He did.
And helped Kareem play another 10 years. I don't think Kareem
Right.
plays 20 years if he doesn't have Irvin Magic Johnson as a teammate.
And he gave him 5 more NBA
And
championships.
It gave him 5 more NBA championships to go with the one he had in Milwaukee.
That's right.
He won a couple more MVPs.
Right.
So I then started to look at it a little differently. I said, okay, well, if Kareem can accept the fact that maybe he made him better,
Yeah.
it wasn't that he made him, do something he had never done.
It made it easier.
He made it easier.
Yes.
There's a difference.
And that is
It's
better.
easier. And that is better.
Yes.
Absolutely. So now when people say that, I'm good. I'm good.
Yes, that's 100% better for sure. To make it easier for you,
Hey,
that's what I did in his life. I made it. He still was the judge, but I made it easier for him because now they couldn't double team him.
Exactly.
But he played his way until it started getting close. When it get close, he started running pick and roll, and then that's what made me and him play great together.
And that's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you want. The basketball is supposed to be.
I made you
that way.
better.
It's a team sport.
I made you better.
And I was telling him, I ain't gonna say that, but I was telling him, like he talks about college, he didn't have the help that I had.
Yeah.
See, what you talking about is like when Jay came and Magic came, I ain't got to do all what I had
Yeah.
to do.
No, you were loaded in already.
Yeah, I can just do this and that, and I'm gonna get the win. I play to win because I got great players around me and guys that can play. Now you ain't got guys that can play. Yeah, you gonna have his 25. And say,
Yeah, it's about it's just numbers. But
it's just
Yeah.
numbers.
Empty
That's
numbers.
right.
It's empty numbers. You're absolutely right.
yeah.
Absolutely right, man. You hurt, man. You might have 40. You in there like crying about the game because you ain't have enough help.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you don't did everything you can.
Exactly.
But when
was
you
something
had
too.
help and you don't even score, you come in that locker room like, yeah, baby, we winning, baby. And that's what you did, man.
Winning matters, man. Winning it. People respect winners. It makes life so much easier.
So much easier, man.
Winning
Yeah, and everything.
in everything.
Yeah.
And you and Magic were the first ones to create the alley-oop. How do you feel about that? You the first guy to...
Well, we didn't create it. I give that credit to one of my former teammates in the NBA, David Thompson, who played at North
DT.
Carolina State.
Oh, yeah.
With a guard named Monty Tao. They used to throw the alley-oop, but the problem was, I don't care how high David get up, and his nickname was Skywalker. Skywalker.
But
could
he's
climb the
not
ladder.
you. He's 6'3".
He was 6'4".
4.
But the dunk was not allowed. So all he could do was catch it,
Throw it in.
and drop it in.
Yeah.
Catch it and drop it.
Oh,
The dunk came back my sophomore year at Michigan State. I couldn't dunk my freshman year.
78.
76.
Six.
It
Okay.
came back. They put it back. First of all, the dunk went out because they were trying to minimize, I think, the athleticism of a lot of athletes, especially this is the 60s.
Yeah, I
It
know
went
what
out
you're
just
saying.
before Lou Alcindor, later on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Right.
came into the league. But if you go back and you look at highlights of that 1966 NCAA championship game between Texas Western and
I seen that game.
and Kentucky.
Yeah.
Okay.
All white Kentucky team,
All black.
starting five Texas Western. And these black athletes were dunking all over that Kentucky team.
Wow.
The next year, the dunk was outlawed in college basketball.
Wow.
And for the next 10 years, it would be outlawed.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Okay, so when they put the dunk back in, and then Irvin and I got together, he's throwing me the lob, and I'm catching it, and I'm dunking it.
Right.
That's getting, people's attention.
Right.
It's an exciting play. So we're credited with it.
Okay.
Because of that aspect of it, we were able to really punctuate the play with the
Okay,
dunk, as
right.
opposed to having to lay it in because
Lay
of
it
the rules.
in. Okay. I was wondering about that.
G, where did Special K come from?
Well, when Irvin came and his nickname was Magic, they started trying to figure out a nickname for me. Now, when I was in high school, they would call me Dr. K. It was cool, but Dr. J was already around and
He
already
had his name
so I didn't
already.
want to be called Dr. K. Then this one guy, he started calling me Black Jesus. I didn't want to be called. And he put in, I didn't want to be called Black Jesus. So I didn't have a nickname. And then when Irvin got there and he had this magic, someone, when I think it was one of my teammates, just said, started saying, special one, and then somebody put special and then put the K on it, Special K, and that stuck. I can't remember exactly
Nice.
who did it, but it stuck. I got it my junior year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Special K.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And
Carlos,
just
what was your nickname? I know the judge.
I didn't get my nickname until I wasn't really a basketball player. I just played basketball. So I wasn't in the same basketball circles. I only played street ball.
Okay.
I played only my senior year in high school. So nobody really got a chance to see me play. So I never really got no nicknames. My teammates called me Boomer because every time I caught the ball, I was dunking it. It was like boom. So I came in the area where you could dunk it and you could shoot threes. So I came like right on time to be special because I was able to shoot them shots, but it didn't count for 3 points, and I was able to dunk. And being tall, it separated me from everybody else. So I was. A lot of people don't realize Isaiah Thomas was who. That was the best thing ever happened to me. Because when I saw him, how he handled that basketball, that's how I wanted to be. I didn't have no big guys to look at, so I always looked at Isaiah Thomas, and I wanted to mimic that. So that's how I started playing basketball, and that's how I learned how to handle the ball, and I just grew. I don't know where that came from, but I never got. He the first person gave me a nickname. I never had no nickname.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Isaiah Thomas certainly not a bad guy to
to follow. Hey, DK, that's a great one to
That's a
follow.
really good one.
Yeah, that's who I watched. I didn't have.
Give it up to the Isaiah.
Yeah, he's my hero, man.
brother,
So
my
when he
brother.
picked me to play for Toronto Raptors, man, I was honored to play for Isaiah Thomas, man. So, but when you realize Zeke the person versus Zeke the person you see on TV, he is a different man than you see on TV.
Well, he's like Irvin in a lot of ways. He wants to win. He
Yeah.
do whatever it takes.
Man, tell him, DK.
All those great guys that are consistent winners.
Yeah.
They have that same trait. They can be like two people.
Yeah.
They're one way off that court,
Yeah.
and they're another way on.
on the court.
That's 100%
right.
true.
That's right. Hey, G, tell me about your national championship experience. How was that, man? That's something you'll never forget.
No, I won't ever forget that.
Tell us about that, man. What an honor, man.
It was an honor, and probably somewhere in the last 10, 12 years, I came to the point where I could think about the national championship and really feel blessed to have gotten that.
Yeah.
Because I focus on the achievement now more than the disappointment that preceded it. What I mean by that was we were as good the year before we won that title
Right.
but we lost in the regional final to Kentucky.
Right.
And you know who was on that team, that Kentucky team?
Jake.
Dwayne Casey.
Wow.
Reminds me all the time. Kentucky beat us. They beat us by 3 points. They were ranked number 1 in the country. They beat us by 3 points in Dayton, Ohio. And then they went on the next week to the Final Four and won the thing. So we felt like we should have had 2.
Was Jack Givens on that thing?
Jack Givens was on that team. Jack Givens had 41 points in the national championship game.
You know all the old people.
He had 41 points in the national championship game against Duke.
Wow.
He had 8 points against us.
Right.
But,
wow. I remember
Bruce
that.
Givens. But I now, you know, maturity and wisdom, you know, it comes with age and that sort of thing. And I now realize, you know what, we didn't have to have one. You got to be real lucky. You know,
Right.
there's plenty of really good teams throughout the history of college basketball.
Yes, it is.
that did not, for whatever reason, did not win a national championship. So I'm much more thankful for that. I don't worry about what we didn't get. It was
Right.
a special time because we set our goals high after, you know, coming close in 1978.
Right.
We set our goals high. We started the year off. You know how your teams take those international trips and everything.
Right.
Well, we took one. We went to South America and we played Brazil.
Oh,
And,
that helped you guys.
Oh yeah, Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina, and us. We represented the United States.
States,
We were Michigan
right.
State, but we were the United States.
Okay.
We played in that competition and won the gold medal. It was tremendous. We came back. We had our first exhibition game against the Russian team that had,
Wow.
you know, that was killing everybody.
Yeah.
On their tour of the United States colleges and everything, we beat them in East Lansing. So then
Wow.
we came away from that thinking, okay, if we can do what we did in South America, we can do what we did against the Russians.
We can win it
should
here.
be able to win the whole thing here. It didn't. It wasn't easy because we had a couple of slip-ups. At one point, midway through the Big Ten season, we were a 500 team. We were 4-4 in the Big Ten.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you guys win the Big Ten that year?
Yes, we did because we won our
Okay.
last 10 games.
Wow.
Well, I take that back. We won 10 in a row after we faltered and, you know, fell to. But we were losing games at the buzzer. We lost
Right.
at North Carolina at the buzzer. We lost at Michigan at the buzzer. Keith
Wow.
Smith
Keith Smith.
from Mackenzie High School.
I know. Give it up to Keith Smith.
Keith Smith got fouled. Score was tied. We're in Ann Arbor. He got fouled right at the buzzer. He went to the lines with 1-1. He made the first free throw. They win by 1.
Wow.
We lost to Illinois at the buzzer. Eddie Johnson. We lost at
Eddie.
the buzzer to Purdue.
Eddie.
So we just kept losing all these games at the buzzer. So we were 4-4, and back then only 2 teams from a conference.
There you go.
So now we're looking at this one like we got to win out.
Yeah.
We had 10 more games. We won. We had 11 games. We won 10 in a row. And in the final game of the year, just so that we were heading for the tournament, we had clinched first place. But just as a reminder, another loss at the buzzer on a 60-footer from Wes Matthews at Wisconsin on our way to the tournament. And I remember being so down about that.
So y'all didn't win the tournament.
No. This was the last Big Ten game of the year.
Yeah, okay.
There was no tournament back
Oh, y'all
then.
had
Oh
tournaments?
no,
then?
we didn't have the conference
You
tournament.
have
No.
to win it outright.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
there were no conference. There were only like 2. There was some conferences had conference tournaments. The Big Ten didn't. That didn't start until 1998.
Yeah, I never
Wow.
played it.
But after that game, after that devastating loss, watching that 60-foot shot snake through the air, knowing it was going to go in.
Yeah, you look like that's a long second, and you looking up. Like,
You're looking at it, and it never leaves the line, and it bounced off the backboard.
Oh, my goodness.
So, Irvin Johnson, who hated to lose, I'm taking it really hard in that locker room. He hated to lose. You know what he said to me? Now, he's a sophomore. I'm a senior. He said, "Don't worry about it. It's okay." He said, "Their season is over. We moving on."
Yeah.
I mean, he put it
Young
in perspective.
fella.
Young fella, put it in perspective.
Yeah.
You know? So we got to the tournament and we made a commitment, no more close games. You know, clearly if we don't have the ball, you know, in a close game, something like that could happen. So we won our 5 NCAA games by an average of 20 points a game.
Wow.
Our closest game
Wow.
was the championship game, and we won that by 11. Against Larry Bird and the Indiana State Sycamores, who a lot of people probably forget, they were undefeated. They were 33-0.
Yeah. 33-0.
And they were trying to complete that undefeated season, and we were able to take care of our business. We were up by 16. I picked up my fourth foul. They got it back to 6. I go back in, and we ended up, cruising and winning it by 11.
Yeah.
I wish sometimes I say I wish we had. I wish I could have avoided that controversial fourth foul. It would have been interesting to see where that game was heading into the 20s also.
Also, yeah.
But by it coming back and being a little tight-knit in, I think that's what has helped give that game
so much
shelf
precedence.
life.
Right. Yeah, that was awesome.
And it was the start of the Magic Johnson-Larry Bird rivalry.
Yeah, Larry wore 33, was
Yep.
33-0. Magic had 32 on, and it started their big rivalry.
It did.
Yeah, and it led on in the NBA for 10 years.
That's right.
A decade, yeah, man. And after that, man, what did you study at Michigan State?
My degree in Michigan State is in criminal justice with a social science associate.
Okay.
You were looking to go into law.
Right.
So was I.
Yes.
So was I.
Yes.
I was going to go to Cooley Law School,
Okay.
which is now on the campus of Michigan State.
Yes,
University.
it is.
Used to be off
Yes,
the campus.
it is. Okay.
I was looking to be an attorney, but somewhere along the way, in fact, I met Charlie Neal, who was a local sportscaster here. I met him he was covering us during the NCAA tournament. He eventually became a good friend and a mentor, and I used to hang with him over at Channel 2 and everything, and that's when I found out about broadcasting.
Oh, wow.
And I said, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And he became my mentor, taught me so much. I was laying the groundwork for this when I was in the NBA.
Yeah.
What I'm doing now and what I've been doing for the past 41 years, I was laying the groundwork, and Charlie was helping me immensely. When Charlie Neal left Detroit to become the sports director at Black Entertainment Television.
Wow.
And they were doing HBCU football and basketball. And when my NBA career ended, Charlie Neal brought me to BET and gave me my first opportunity, and I worked right alongside him.
Wow.
And I learned so
Give it
much.
up to Charlie Neal.
Charlie Neal.
That's my guy.
Here's the full circle moment. Charlie has been like a brother to me, a big brother.
Right.
He just recently passed away. His funeral is next week in D.C., so I'll be there for that. I'll be there for his funeral.
Sorry.
81 years old.
Right.
But what I found out was that the story I tell about how he impacted me, I owe my post-basketball career to Charlie Neal. For the influence he had on me and the time he spent with me and the opportunity he gave me, and I was able to go from there. But what I found out was that I ain't the least bit unique. He's done that for so many people.
Right.
So many people.
Help so
and that's
many
what life
people.
is really all
That's what it's about.
That's what it's about.
That's all it's
being
about.
Humility.
Yeah.
Being humble and helping people. That is a blessing, man. Charlie, he was the man here when we
Oh,
were
man.
coming up.
Because you just see
He was the
African Americans on TV
That's right.
anchoring the sports or
Sports.
news
That's
or
right.
anything. So in the 70s, it was rare.
Right.
We looked up to him.
Yeah, he was the man.
Greg, you've played through many generations as well as watched it and now commentating. Do you look at this generation of basketball as like advancement of the game, or do you look at it as we set back a bit?
In some ways, there's advance because the three-point shot is such a prominent
weapon
part.
now,
It's
yeah.
a major weapon now, and I don't begrudge that. What I do maybe have a problem with is how many that they attempt. And what I probably have an even bigger problem with is what it has done to the mid-range game.
Mm-hmm.
Teams don't even take mid-range shots. A few players play in the mid-range. Kate
Right.
Cunningham plays in the mid-range. Durant will play in the mid-range.
Right.
But most guys are in that paint, at the basket, or out beyond the circle, the three-point line. So in that regard, I don't call that advancement because basketball used to be a game of movement and poetry and artistry and all this stuff. Now a lot of standing, waiting for somebody to break down the defense, get into the lane,
Right, get an
and then
open
kick
shot
it
and
out,
shoot,
that sort of stuff. Guys turning down layups
Right.
for 3-pointers.
Yes.
So
They'll
I'm not
pass
crazy
it out.
about that element of it. But I think the athletes are very, very talented. You know, you look at, weight training has become such a big part of all sports.
Yeah.
You know, you look at some of these kids going to college now, they're grown men.
Already
Their
grown
bodies,
men.
Their bodies are
Yeah.
rock.
Like
you know?
Dylan Harper. Give it up to Ron's son.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Ron.
Yeah,
So-
I think two guys, like when you play, Greg, and I play, you could hold. The game was much more physical than it is.
And played in tight quarters.
Yeah,
Go
tight
watch
quarters.
a game. Go watch a game
Yeah.
from the 70s or even 80s
Yeah.
and see 10 players below the top of the key.
Yeah, in that
Right,
paint.
right. Because it was physical, man. I
They
mean,
were shooting the three when I played, but that paint was still cluttered with them big guys, man. I
Right.
hated it.
You were still trying to get closer to the basket
Yeah.
to score. Now,
it's
They pushing it back.
spacing out.
Yeah.
Five
Yeah.
out, like you said, penetrate.
when you were
kick.
playing, they expected you to shoot 50% or better.
Yep.
They expected you to shoot 50. I don't care where you were shooting from. They still expected you.
Yeah,
Maybe you
to
were a
put
little
the
bit
ball.
below that. Now, man, you look on a sheet, man. Guys are shooting
20%,
41%.
37.
And that's
Big
good.
guys.
And
Big
that's
guys.
and that's what they weigh it by now. It's not 50% no more. It's like, oh man, he's shooting 39%. That's damn good. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So keep on chunking it up there.
Keep getting those shots up, man. Well, the Pistons had a great year, man. I want to give it up to you guys, man. Give it up to Detroit Pistons, my favorite team. Okay. Yeah, man. What you think? We won one player away. What do you think? They did an awesome job this year, man.
You do have to give them credit for being able to accomplish what they did. Still short of some key elements.
All right.
Could certainly use some more shooting to surround Cade Cunningham with. He's a beast.
He a beast.
He can get where he wants to. He can score inside, and if he got the 3-point shot going on any given night, then 40 is in play.
Right.
And yet I say all that about Cade, and he still can improve. He's got to improve his ball care. We know that.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Right.
And but I think if he's got a little bit more offense around him, and especially somebody who can put the ball on the floor and get their own offense, and he
Okay.
can play off the ball, that's going to help him. That's going to help the team. So those are areas I think they can improve themselves. But they won, and I give them so much credit. They won on defense and
Yeah.
depth.
Defense.
Deep
depth.
team. Deep
Yeah.
team all year long.
Deep team. 10 players deep.
And
Really, 12.
camaraderie that you don't normally see at the pro level. These guys like each other. They play for each other. They don't worry about, everybody wants their minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
And I saw guys lose minutes, but I saw those guys while losing minutes sitting on the sideline cheering for the guy that's getting their minutes. That's hard to do.
Absolutely.
But they were able to do that, and I give a lot of credit to their coaches and the players themselves for being able to foster and maintain that type of camaraderie and selflessness
At such a young age.
at such a young
Yeah.
age.
Because they all under 25, 26 years old. And to be able to pull together like that, it takes a team, it takes the coaches, great mentors want to win, man. And winning, man, is special, man. You can
It really
never
is.
take winning away from you, man. And like all our years we played, man, you remember those times you won those championships.
Yeah.
Winning is special, man.
Winning is special.
And when guys put, that in front of their career, you put winning, you're gonna be successful. Very successful.
I think what winning teaches you, and really what team sports teaches you, is that you're going to have some bad days, you're going to have some good days in business and in life.
Right.
And the challenge is to stay balanced either way.
Right.
And being a part of a team teaches you the importance of being able to work together, understanding that you don't get anywhere by yourself. you have to come together, and having all these efforts go toward a common goal, there's nothing like it when that goal gets achieved. And everybody has a role. I don't care, the 13th man on the roster has an important role.
That's
absolutely.
Right.
So I enjoy, especially when I see youngsters getting involved in team sports and basketball and stuff like that, because there's so much to be gained and so much to learn that that will help you and carry you and lead you and guide you when your playing days are long over.
Long gone. It teaches you, and like when I finished my career, I didn't know what I was going to do. I opened up physical therapy, but then I was trying to be a Lear guy. I went to Dave Bing, and he was like, don't do it. So I got a job at Chrysler. They hired me instantly because I had been in team concept. I knew how to deal with adversity, winning and losing. And that's the concept. That's what you talk about, staying level. It's hard to work in a plant, especially as a manager.
Hey.
You dealing with 300 people, man. They put so much pressure on you, man. But it was fun. It was a great experience, man. And like you say, after the basketball, you got to have something to level you off to continue to learn and keep growing.
Well, you figure when your basketball career is over, what are you? 29, 30, 32, 35. Even if you're 40, you're still young.
You're young, man.
And too young to just sit back and never do anything else.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I when I look back at my own experience, there are a lot of people who I like to call the unforgettables. These are the people who have played a significant role in your life, who you can say, well, without that, I don't know that I would be here.
Right.
Okay? So you never forget those people. So what I try to do now is I'm trying to be an unforgettable. Just somebody else. I'm sure you're an unforgettable, and you're an unforgettable for others because you've helped people.
Yes.
And that's really what it's about. It's not reinventing the wheel.
No, it's not.
It's just repeating what probably and more than likely has been done for you.
Absolutely. And I just talked to Doc Sims the other day. I think it's like 98.
I talked to Dr. Sims probably about 2 months ago. I try to talk to him at least once or twice a quarter.
Yeah, I just talked to him,
Texas.
man. Yeah, he in Texas. I just talked to him last week, man. And, I remember seeing him and Sam and all those guys, big house at St. Cecilia. Like you say, those guys have an impact on you.
Sure.
You remember that stuff.
Doc Sims really helped me with my early golf game. I love to play golf. And he spent a lot of time with me, helping me. I mean, I was terrible when I first started.
Like him.
Yeah, that's all right.
If you ever decide to pick it up, you will be terrible in the early going. You stick with it, things start to happen. It's just like anything. But I was bad, and Doc was really good.
Yeah, he's really good.
Really good. And yet he had the patience. He never, it wasn't like, I can't, I get with me when you get better. No.
No, it's never like that.
No.
And him and George can hit it, boy.
Ice.
They can hit it. Give it up to George Gervin. The Iceman, my brother.
He can still play too.
Yeah, he can.
George is he was the first time, how he used to like to wear those high socks when he played? I don't know if he still does it, but he used to wear those high socks playing golf. Softest hands, could really work around.
Man, crazy. Yeah, he can really hit it, man. Hey, tell us, you've been giving back, man, for so long, man. I'm so proud. Tell everybody about your basketball camps and your mentoring camp. Man, it's been going on for so long.
Yeah,
You've been doing a great job.
Yeah, 49 years. Much the same as you do with your coaching.
49, yes, sir.
With your coaching. Carlos, with your, your speaking to the kids and all of that. It all falls in the same, under the same umbrella, I think.
Yeah.
When you have young people in your midst, they may come to the camp for basketball, but man, we're gonna make sure they leave with way more than that.
Absolutely.
We're gonna talk about education. We're gonna talk about respecting your elders. We're gonna talk about choosing right role models. We're gonna talk about letting that education be your foundation. Everything will come from that. Build that strong foundation. So we do those things at my basketball camps. I started my camps when I was 20 years old. in college. I worked at Dick Vitale Bob Lanier basketball camp at West Bloomfield High School as a counselor when I was 19.
Wow.
And I walked out of there saying to myself, I can do that. So the next year, I started my own. And the funny thing, I tell this story all the time. So I'm 20 years old. My oldest students in that camp were 15. So
Wow.
they're just 5 years younger than me. So now those 15-year-olds are 63-year-olds now. So it's not unusual for me to have a 63 or 60 or 55 or 40, whatever, come to me and say, hey, I used to go to your basketball camp.
That's
pretty
incredible.
Cool. I always ask them, well, what do you remember about it? What did you learn? Did you learn anything other than basketball? And they all have a story, and I love that. So that becomes
great.
a legacy.
That's great.
And, I'm very fortunate to have been able to do this
That
as
is
long as you
awesome,
have.
man. Yeah, you've been doing it a long time, for sure, man. And you have so many great people like Earl working for you.
Earl worked my very first camps.
Wow.
Earl Curitan, a guy named Aaron Fowler, the late Aaron Fowler, who I played high school ball
yeah.
with. A guy named Eddie Sanders, and another one of my former teammates at Henry Ford, Charlie Harmon, who I had breakfast with last week. It was like 5 of us.
Right.
And we had 120 kids at the Jewish Community Center, and we ran that camp, man. It was tremendous. It was hands-on, and we went crazy. We went from 9 to 4.
Wow.
I don't go 9 to 4 anymore. 9 to 2:30
5 days,
Yeah,
5 days. You
man.
be tired, man. All them kids rapping on your legs
yeah.
and stuff and asking questions, man. Man, I'm so proud of you, the person you are, man.
I'm proud of you, Twan, and I'm proud of you, Carlos. You guys are a lot younger than I am, but I've watched your careers, and I see you're great players, but now you're great community contributors, and you've not wasted your platforms.
Yes.
And that's to be applauded. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Yeah. Trying to just, man, I've been doing my camps since 95, 31 years, man. And all mine be free for kids because I know how the inner city kids are, man. And it's a blessing when they come back and you see them.
Yep.
I got some working for Dan Gilbert at Rocket Boys.
Absolutely.
I got some that's in hospitals, so it's a blessing, man.
We have one that we don't publicize this one because it's a specialty camp, but we have one in Detroit as well, and we do it at the University of Detroit High School.
High school.
But they're down for renovations this year, so we'll be at the University of Detroit Mercy. But
Okay.
that camp is also absolutely free to the 150 boys and girls that we'll have there. They're chosen by the
beautiful.
Detroit Public Schools. They come in. They get all that stuff that we like to share and provide during a camp session.
Man, what a blessing, man.
It's important. It's important
Yes.
that we do what we can.
Yes.
Here's the thing with me, and I know you guys talk politics and sports on your show.
Yes.
I think we're all tasked with, the responsibility of trying to leave this world better than we found it.
Yeah.
And these are very difficult times right now that we live in. I don't know that I've ever seen it more divided. I grew up in the early part of my life, I grew up in a very segregated South, Panama City, Florida and everything.
Yes.
And I'm old enough to have seen those signs that say colored only and white waiting room and colored fountains. And I've seen all that stuff with my own 2 eyes. Thankfully, I had parents who always, instilled in me, don't. They used to tell me if there are 2 fountains and one of them have that, don't drink out either one of them.
Yes.
They wouldn't let me give in or succumb to that kind of indignity.
Yes.
And I'm thankful for that. I know that this country can be a whole lot better than it is. It's better than maybe it was when I was a young boy in the '60s, but there's still so much work to be done.
Yes.
And I wish that people could just stop for a minute and put themselves in the shoes of others.
Yes.
Hard to do.
Yes.
But if you're honest with yourself, you'll come away knowing that while America is a great country, America has scars. America has still some fixing to do, and it's only going to happen if the people decide that enough is enough and it needs to happen. We can be a whole lot better.
Amen. Amen. said. Well said. And I totally agree. I think we're far behind it. I think we were improving more back then. I think we're digressing.
No, digressing.
Digressing, yeah.
But the good part about it is, as long as we can reach these kids, if we believe that the children are our future, we got to reach them right now and stay with them. Not just do a basketball camp. Have something that you can consistently be a part of that they can come to.
Right.
So we can help them wherever they're deficient at. That's what the rec centers and all those things supposed to be for, and that's what we're at the Considine. So we can help people where they're deficient at, whether it's food, whether it's clothes, education, however we can help them be able to improve and advance in their life. That's what helping is to me, and that's what we're going to do.
Give it up to the Considine.
You know who helped me understand that concept you just discussed? And that's the late Earl Curitan. Because Earl would take kids from those camps, get their numbers, give them his, and be able to be contacted during the school year. He would bring some of those kids that were at the camp for a week or two, bring them to Piston games and stuff like that.
Right.
So I learned from Earl that that in some cases there needs to be contact beyond the camps.
And I'm watching it from generation to generation. So Earl taught you, y'all taught him. And I get it from him because I wasn't involved in the community, and he kind of forcing me, because if I'm with him, I'm pretty much in the scene anyway. So he's showing me that it's important that we're a part of their lives to help them. So I'm back home now, and it feels good.
You're going to as you continue on, you probably have already started to experience it. Just those people when they come back and tell you. And thank you for the difference that you help make in their lives. That's coming.
Yeah.
Feels good. Feels good. Greg, thanks so much, man, for coming on the show with me and my brother. I got to get Ray, my brother, on here, talk about his great career and how he's leading Michigan in referees, man. We got to do that, man. I love you, brother, and thank you, man.
Thanks for coming, man.
Hey, we'll see you guys next week on the Judge and the Legend podcast. All right.
Yeah, it's Wednesday at 2 p.m. Time for the Judge podcast. It's the Judge, the Legend. Let's have blast. We talking sports, politics, current events. We gonna be live, so let it make sense. It's the Judge podcast. Let's go.